Pokemon is the highest grossing media franchise in the world, yet they continue to release unfinished, buggy games to their dear loyal fans. This has been a common theme with each new installment of the franchise, continuing with Scarlet and Violet this time around with its over-the-top bugginess and almost unplayable state it was released in. Pokemon is no stranger to the fans voicing their disappointment in the franchise. Sword and Shield saw the most backlash and divide in the community from any other main series title game, and yet it is one of the best-selling games of the franchise. Scarlet and Violet sales figures are still coming out, but they may even surpass Sword and Shield despite the backlash for its incessive bugs and performance issues. Let's take a deeper dive into what goes into making a Pokemon game and find out why Pokemon Scarlet and Violet were released the way it has. Before we go any further, make sure to hit the big red subscribe button and bell icon below. It would mean a lot to us as creators and keep you, the audience, up to date on all Pokemon related content like this. First, we should talk about the people who developed the Pokemon games. Game Freak. Game Freak has been the developers of the Pokemon franchise ever since its inception with Red, Green, and Blue. But they never foresaw the success they would have with the franchise, believing to just finish the series with Gold and Silver. Of course, that was not the case, and we now have 9 generations of Pokemon games thanks to them. Game Freak begins the development of new mainline Pokemon games 3 years in advance, which involves conception and development. The studio is split into 2 teams who work on core series games such as X and Y and Sun and Moon, while the second team works on remakes and sequels such as Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and Ultra Sun and Moon. This leaves time to develop each game side by side and work off of each other. It is quite possible that Scarlet and Violet were in development alongside Legends Arceus, both showcasing an open world and better textured Pokemon. Game Freak has even begun outsourcing their games to third-party developers such as Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which helps the development teams focus on their other games and getting them out on time. Because the real issue of developing and releasing games is the strict deadline they set themselves up for. Deadlines are apparent in all forms of media. Films are delayed constantly due to post-production issues and stress, and there is nothing wrong with delaying a film's release. Video games, however, suffer from the stresses of strict deadlines. Cyberpunk 2077 is one of the best examples of a game underperforming on its release after multiple delays. It's almost like these studios feel pressured to release their games to appease to a broader audience, rather than releasing a polished game that everyone will love and enjoy. Ever since Black and White, a new generational Pokemon game has been released every 3 years, which puts a lot of strain and stress on the development team. You can probably see it with Gen 6 all the way to Generation 9 in the quality of the games released. Many fans yearn for the early days of Pokemon, where Game Freak took their time with the development of their games and produced quality games remembered for a very long time. X and Y are the first games to suffer from the strict time constraints established by Game Freak, and it is apparent by how many fans have forgotten these games and how unfinished they were. Many fans believed Pokemon Z was going to come out, but with the Pokemon's 20th anniversary and the 3-year deadline coming up, Game Freak was pressured into rushing out Generation 7, and it shows how poorly made and rushed Sun and Moon were. The jump to the Switch was another hurdle they had to face on a 3-year gap with the release of Sword and Shield. And we all know how poorly that game was made.
No, 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 no.
And how Scarlet and Violet suffered under COVID restraints, and who knows how many months of development were lost due to it. Game Freak needs to take a step back from their time constraints and focus on quality over quantity. And I'm not pointing fingers, but these rules were established when Shigeru Omori took up the reins of series director with X and Y. Now, Shigeru Omori is a great director and has great visions for these games, but time after time again he shows that he struggles under these time constraints. Now, it's not fully the developers at fault here. There are so many factors to take into account a game's release. The anime, the card game, merchandise. Pokemon is the biggest franchise in the world, and there's a lot that goes into making it the biggest. And much like great empires in the past, they crumble under the test of time. This is a franchise that cannot slow down. New fans flock to the series every year, meaning Pokemon must add something new and fresh to the franchise to keep the fans engaged and present for when they released something big such as Scarlet and Violet. The games themselves were smashing hits across the boards, rating highly by most critics. But their scores fall flat due to their performance issues and bugs. Without the lag and bugs, these games could quite possibly be the best in the franchise. It takes an army to develop a AAA game such as Pokemon, and Game Freak has 169 employees working hard daily to produce their best product. Unfortunately, deadlines get the better of them. Nintendo is also a big factor when it comes to the release of Pokemon games. They are the big scary boss that Pokemon and Game Freak have to listen to, and they must follow their rules. Pokemon has always been a holiday release game, which is arguably the best time to release a game, and Nintendo must always have a game ready to release in time for the holidays. But in the past year, 365 days, Pokemon has released 3 games which definitely put some strain on Scarlet and Violet. Only a month after Legends Arceus was the reveal trailer for Scarlet and Violet announced, and fans knew it was too early. They braced themselves for an unfinished mess, and well, they got what they were expecting. All of these factors combine to create an unfinished release that disappoints fans. But of course, we'll keep buying whatever new Pokemon game releases. Let's just hope the next games don't follow this trend. So, where does that truly leave the Pokemon franchise as a whole? Can they truly take a step back and slow down? Can they continue mass producing unfinished products that they sell at full price? Only time will tell. But, thank you so much for making it this far in the video. Be sure to check out our other videos and let us know down in the comments what you think about Pokemon's terrifying pace of the series. Be sure to like the video and share with your friends if you enjoyed, and until next time, we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.